Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today in my hometown of Wigan. More specifically, I'm in the Standish Lower Ground area of Wigan, and I'm just come out for a bit of a bimble. I've got a few hours spare, a bit quiet at work, so I've managed to slip away, and I've come out to stretch the old legaroonies. As you can see, I'm suitably wrapped up. It is rather chilly on this, the last day of January the 31st, as I'm making this video. Now, I've come today on a bit of a mission. I'm on the hunt for an old well, not a wishing well, a well that once you would have drawn water up, and that's how people back in the day, before water mains and treatment plants and all that kind of good stuff, used to get the water. Now, farmland used to be littered with these things, but over the years, they've slowly got filled in, health and safety and all that kind of good stuff. But this one still remains, by all accounts. And I've been told about this by a gentleman, a local historian in the Wigan area called Andy Lomax. And we made a video recently. We went and visited Westwood Hall and the cemeteries where the former inhabitants have been laid to rest. And we did a bit of a video, and while I was chatting off camera, we got talking about this well, and he described to me roughly where it was. Now, if you're watching this, Andy, I haven't sort of pulled the rug from under you and decided to just come here and do it myself. I've simply had a couple of hours to spare, and I thought I'd come and try and find it. This video can go one of two ways, Hot Potters. Either one, it'll never see the light of day because I won't be able to find it, or two, we'll end up with a decent bimble and a decent little video. Now, I'm currently in a wooded area, not too far away from one of the farms. I'm not going to give away the exact location, as simply, I don't know if Andy wants me to reveal that. However, if you use your Sherlock Holmesian type research skills like I have, you'll probably be able to find it. Anyway, I'm now going to leave the woods and I'm going to make my way onto the open fields, and hopefully we should be able to find it. By all accounts, it's right at the side of a hedgerow on the side of a public right of way, although the public right of way isn't used all that often. So, without further ado, I'm now going to make my way down into the fields, see if I can find the public footpath, and more importantly, see if we can find this well and take a look at it. So, as you can see, Hot Potters, I'm now in the open fields, and it's rather windy and chilly where I currently am, so I do apologise if any wind is captured on this part of the video. We have travel light on this one. Basically, I'm stripped down. I've not got a tripod or any external mics or anything like that. I'm just using a selfie stick and the camera and the built-in mic on it, so I do apologise if any wind's captured on this one. I'll whip the camera in now and be able to see the field that we're making our way along. Now, according to my research, we should be coming up to where this well is situated. According to what Andy said, it's just at the side of an hedgerow, and as it's winter and all the foliage has died down, we should be able to spot it. But it's something that we don't think about in the 21st century. We just go, turn our tap on, flush our toilet, jump into an hot bath, and we just take it second nature. But even going back to the early part of the 20th century, clean water and access to water wasn't a given. You know, my father told me stories of houses that didn't have flushing toilets. They used to have middens, which was just an open hole in the ground, basically. You did your business and somebody would come and shift it for you and you'd pay them. That must have been a grim job. But not having access to water is not something we think about. And going back further, going into the 18th century, 17th century, if you wanted water, you had to get it out of a well. You know, someone would come along, build a well, and people would go to that person, and then they would pay them to get access to the water. And obviously the problems that came with water that was just sat stagnant in the ground. So we're very lucky really in today's day and age, and we don't realise it, do we? Anyway, with that thought in mind, I'm now going to have a little mooch around and see if I can find it, because as I say, it's supposed to be under one of these hedges, and with a bit of luck we'll be able to find it and take a look at it. And there it is, Hot Potters, one of the last remaining wells in this area, and it's located beneath those railway sleepers there. What we'll now do, we'll now slowly make our way around to the other side and see if we can see inside it. And we should get a lovely view of over Wigan from here. Just look at that view, beautiful. Now from what Andy says, you can actually get inside it. I don't think I'll be doing that today for no other reason than the last thing I want to do is find myself stranded in an old well in the middle of nowhere. But you can see, there it is. Brick land with heavy coping stones along the edge, and this metalwork contraption here, this I should imagine is to protect the livestock from falling into it and drowning. You can see like a kissing gate there. Wonder how old that is. And it honks, Hot Potters. There's a foul smell coming out of those stagnant water, so I'm definitely not going to make my way down there. But that is a substantial well, that. Big thank you to Andy Lomax for telling me about this one. You would easily walk past this, you wouldn't know it were there. That also makes it very dangerous because people could be walking along. As I said, on the other side of that tree line there is a public footpath, and if not covered correctly or marked, there's no signage saying that there's a deep hole here. Somebody could find themselves in that and stranded. Although if you wanted to get into it, to be fair, you'd have to push your way in. You'd have to be determined, Hot Potters. So, Hot Potters, you know me, anything for a good video within reason, and I've managed to negotiate the barbed wire and get into this little area that's been fenced off around this well, and that's the ancient gate. Doesn't look like it's been opened in a long time, that. And here is as close as I'm willing to get to this well. Don't know if you can make out on camera there is water in it, and it is pretty clear, although I wouldn't fancy drinking it. There's probably all kinds of contaminants in that, seeing as it's been stagnant and sat there for so long. But in the day, there was probably steps leading down there. It is all covered with soil now and other debris, but I should imagine in the day, and if you excavated that, there'd be stone steps leading down there, and then whoever could walk in and draw the water up. It does appear at the back there's been a little bit of brickwork there, rough brickwork. Whether or not that was done to try and block off access to the well or not, who knows. But this little area here is well overgrown. You can see that fence there to protect the cattle from falling in here and drowning. Well, this is amazing, it really is. Just sat here. Really, it'll have seen some changes, that well, over the years. But I found that fascinating, that is still here after all that time. All the others have disappeared. Whether or not that farm, just try and get a better shot of it, that farm over there in the middle of your screen, whether or not this well served that farm or not, who knows. But if you look on the old 1840s maps, you'll find lots of these all dotted around, marked by the letter W, obviously. But if it weren't for you, Andy, I wouldn't know about this one. Fascinating. That's an old kissing gate there to give access to it, and that'll be original. Or certainly, probably from late 1800s, I'd say. Nice little piece of history here in the fields of Standish Lower Ground at Wigan. So what, Potters, that'll just about do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's little video, today's little impromptu video, taking a look at that old well there that's still lying here with water at the bottom of it centuries after it was originally built. You can still draw up a little bit of the old H2O if you so desire. I wouldn't personally recommend it. As I say, it's honking the closer you get to it. The smell is pretty whiffy, and I should imagine in summer it's even worse. But it's still here all these years later, and that's a good thing. And like I said, I'm not going to really give away the location of it straight away, because I don't want people coming over here trespassing on land. The farmer gets fed up and he ends up filling it in. That's what happens. That's what happens with these things, hot potters and little curiosities. The more people that go around visiting and they're not respectful, start coming tramping on land and crops and things like that, and farmers just say, nah, not having that, and they get rid of the thing, and then there's nothing for anybody to come and take a look at, which is a shame. But I have been in this area previously. When I used to do the old lockdown videos, those of you who follow my channel for a number of years and have long memories will remember that for every day of lockdown, the first lockdown, I did a vlog, or vlog. I used to come out in nature, get some fresh air, and do a bit of a video talking about that particular day's or previous days events with the old pandemic. And I used to come around this area, but I never came up as far as this. So I've been pretty close to that in the past and never knew that it was there. Just shows you, doesn't it? You learn something new every day. Anyway, hot potters, on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. I will continue this little bimble. I'll go and stretch my legs a little further, but I won't be documenting that. This is where today's video ends. So all that's left for me to do is, after my bimble, jump back in the old jalopy, head back to the old homestead, edit up all this footage ready for your edification as always. So until the next time, from myself, Mr. H, it is bye-bye for now.